Meeting call to order.
I request President Rotarian PHF Ritika Gupta to confirm the minutes of the previous meeting.
The minutes of the previous meeting were circulated on the group for everyone's reference, and I believe everyone has gone through the same. Thereby, the minutes of the previous meeting stand confirmed.
Thank you, President. Today there is a sad news of the demise of the famous singer Asha Bhosle. It's with deepest, sad, and we, on behalf of Rotary Club of Urban Donation International, I express my sincere and deep condolences for the same. Moving forward, today our topic is a mother's gift when love becomes life, story of a kidney donor. We have with us Dr. Anita Hada, kidney donor, editor of First India, Jaipur. I request Rotarian Regina Gupta from USA to please give the introduction of our guest today.
Thank you. Some people lead with their titles. Our next guest leads with her heart and has the courage to prove it. It is my utmost pleasure to welcome Dr. Anita Hada to our forum this evening. A mother, a warrior, a life giver. Dr. Anita Hada is not just a distinguished media leader and educator, she is the embodiment of unconditional love. With over 2 decades in media and education, she serves today as editor of First India and news director at Bharat 24, working closely with Dr. Jagdish Chandra. But her true identity goes far beyond titles. In 2018, when her son's life hung in the balance, Dr. Hada made a decision that defines the very essence of motherhood. She donated her kidney to him. In that moment, love became life. Deeply associated with Mohan Foundation since 2011, she has not only advocated for organ donation, but has lived its highest truth, that one selfless act can give someone a second chance in life. A former primetime anchor with over 1,500 shows and a PhD scholar, she has touched countless lives through her words, but her greatest message is her own story. Because sometimes the most powerful stories are not told, they're lived. Welcome, Dr. Hada.
Thank you so much, Ma'am Gupta. Grateful for the introduction.
Thank you, Rotarian Regina Gupta. Rotarian Regina is also a kidney donor. She has donated a kidney to her husband. So, welcome, this is Dr. Anita. Over to you, Dr. Anita.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you, Regina ji. First of all, it is a pleasure and it is an honor to be introduced by you. And probably you can identify very closely with my story. And I, from Jaipur, from the Pink City, I convey my namaskar. And like we say in Jaipur, my Ram Ram to all of you who have joined us today. And I thank you for, allowing me to speak to all of you. So my story is, it is actually anything that comes to you. It becomes a story of your personal growth. And that is what the story has been for me also. I'll take you back to 2011. And at that time, I joined ETV network. That was among the largest networks in India at that time, as a talk show host. And my second show, which I hosted, was on eye donation. And I come from a defense background family with a grandfather, father, and husband, which come from a background of having served in the armed forces for India. And when I knew about eye donation, but it was something that when I started that, I'm going to do an interview of a lady, Bhavna Jugwani, who later on became my guru in this cause. I'll be interviewing her and her team members for eye donation. And I thought that I must first, learn. And as I read upon it, and I realized that the first step I need to do was to pledge for eye donation before I sat down to interview them. And therein started my journey, which has led me to what I am today, both as a donor, as a mother, and as a human being. And I met her. I was very motivated. And after that interview, I started working for the cause of eye donation. And I believe very clearly that I was very fortunate enough. God was very kind to me that I reached the peaks of my career as a talk show host, gaining huge recognition in Rajasthan. But it never kind of went to my head. We all know media, recognition, you feel you're on television. It kind of, you start thinking a bit of I comes in. But when once or twice a week, one person and I used to go and stand at the government medical college mortuary, and then you try to motivate the people who are standing there when their loved one is about to go for a postmortem and requesting them that they're already gone, they're going to go in for a postmortem. Why don't you think about eye donation? And in that moment, you realize how flimsy everything is. And I was very fortunate. I believe very, very clearly in my heart that I kept grounded because of my seva to the cause of eye donation and later organ donation. Because when you look at death so closely and you realize that, we are just one step away from becoming a body. That's it. So you just remain grounded. I continued with my work, with my television. I was teaching also by that time. I was doing part-time of both, enjoying myself, giving my all, and plus doing my work. 2014, the organ donation chapter, a natural consequence and a moving on from the eye donation started in Rajasthan. And my husband, who's from Rotary Club Organ Donation Jaipur, he's I think the charter president was, and he's the founder. Along with Ravi Kamraji, he joined me in my work, and we became a team working for the cause of organ donation along with Mohan Foundation, Jaipur Citizen Forum. I learned organ donation from Bhavna Jagbani, my guru, Dr. Sunil Shroff from Mohan Foundation. And we started giving our time to this. The challenges came. And at that time, this awareness had started growing. And I've done on-ground counseling in ICUs of a patient who's lying brain dead. He's on a ventilator. The family needs to be counseled to donate organs. We have spoken to people who have been waiting for an organ for years, whose lives change. For me, it was something I did to the best of my ability as seva. It's giving back to society. Though I always feel that it is not giving back to society. It is giving back to yourself. Because every time you do something of seva, right? Something what Swami Vivekananda defines as karma yoga, right? Not for yourself. Just do it for God, for others, and remove yourself from the whole equation. It helps you. Helping others can only come once we help ourselves. So I continue to do this, and it gave me a deep-rooted satisfaction and happiness. Then came 2016. In fact, 2016, and it was in the 17. My elder son, it was again, my father's in the army, grandfather's in the army, mom, I'll go to the army. I said, well and good, qualified. And then at the medical, we realized that he had a problem. He had got very high blood pressure, which after a series of tests, medical and everything we went through, came out to be glomerulonephritis, which means that the nephrons of the kidney are all swollen up, the blood is not filtering, which has led to high blood pressure, putting pressure on the heart, and the kidneys are affected. So how did it happen? Some small viral attack when he was a child. He's not diabetic. We don't have, touch wood, any diabetes in the family. So now what? So we started, he was 28 at that time. And he said, if I'm not getting to the army, and he was he got through the tea gardens and shifted to Assam. Checkups and that, we'll keep on doing this. So this was around 2016, the beginning. 2017, around the end, he fell ill pretty badly. And he had to be shifted back to Jaipur due to the typical situation of some, because Assam and those areas have got a certain kind of a water which is heavy and there is oil in the water, multitude of reasons. His kidneys had almost totally packed up and we were advised to start dialysis. Before that, 5-6 months, we kept on running around like any other family. We did the whole, the India thing, homeopathy, Ayurveda. Let's go to that doctor. Let's go to that hospital. Let's go to that temple. Let me go and pray there. My son was very fond of, milk, curd, pulses, simple things, non-veg. And gradually, as the kidney disease progressed, everything stopped. As a mother, I used to eat what he used to eat. If he could not eat anything, I refused to take it. And I would cook his and my food together and we would eat whatever the simple things that were allowed to him. At the end of the day, I think we were just eating ghee, right? So bottle gourd, made very simply without any onions or tomatoes because that was again harmful. And once in a while, we would have boiled potatoes. And that's it. In spite of everything, the deterioration continued. And finally, we reached a stage. We went to hospital, Gangaram, and they said, you can carry on. You can try your best with everything else, the medications he's taking, the precautions you are doing. But ultimately, you are heading towards a transplant. And that's what you should now start thinking about. Or start him on dialysis, which is what majority of the people do. Now, this is where I say that, most of us, what we do is that we see what we have today in hand, and then we start preparing for tomorrow. Like, if you have 2 children, if you're going to send them to college, you'll put up 2 college funds. In India, we have this, that we'll invest in land or gold and all, as per the children, as per the retirement. But I always say that my Ishtadev, my God, he saw what was tomorrow coming on 16th of August, 2018, and prepared me much, much before when he had me join the cause of organ donation. So when we reached this moment that you have to start dialysis and you have to start thinking about transplant. At that moment, I was very lucky. I and my husband both, we were very lucky as a family because as we all understand, a very major part of anything becomes whom should we speak to, which doctor is trustworthy, which hospital do we go to, what to do now. That part was pretty clear once we decided, okay, there's no going back. This is it. I spoke to Dr. Sunil Shroff. I sent him all the papers. And he said, okay, you have 2 choices. You start him on dialysis, start looking for a kidney, or you go in for a preemptive transplant. Patients who go in for a preemptive transplant, the life of the kidney in the recipient becomes longer because your body has not gone through the dialysis. And when you don't go through the dialysis, then you have kind of your organs have not gone through whatever the little bit of damage that dialysis starts doing as soon as it starts. So we decided to go in for a preemptive transplant. And I said that, let's get checked. The first step is getting checked, But somehow, deep down, I just felt that, no, it's going to match. So we went for a basic matching in Jaipur itself. Though by that time, we had spoken to Dr. Shroff and decided to get him operated in Delhi. We had our surgery at Maxake. Dr. Anant, he was one of the best doctors at that time. And we were fortunate enough because, like I said, that God helps. So Dr. Shroff said, well, I'll get you an appointment. You go and speak to him. So I went for a preliminary check here. So at least the basic tissue and the blood and the HLA matching was done. And that was a match. And then came, now Now, I'm not thinking, I'm not worried, I'm not scared, because we are only afraid of what we don't know. Get my point? If let me talk to you about an India example, right? A lot of you are from India or have had family here, or maybe parents or grandparents. Speak to them. And you will also remember from somewhere is that at the times, at one time, whenever there should be patients in hospital and blood was needed, people would not donate blood because this whole fear is there. Arey, blood donation, I will feel weak. Oh, this is not good. One should not do. It affects the heart. Ultimately, what was it? Lack of awareness, lack of knowledge, which is what leads to fear. Gradually, as the government built up, there were so many campaigns to promote blood donation, for polio drops. I mean, Rotary and you've done such excellent work in this, spreading awareness, telling the people it's good to donate blood. Go ahead and do it. And today, look at that. The drives. I mean, I've been, people come forward and donate blood. Sometimes there is a surplus of blood that comes across that. Oh, there's a blood surplus. Ultimately, why is it? Because there is awareness. So I was aware. I was prepared. I was perfectly fine about the whole thing that, okay, my son needs an organ and we're going to do it. I could see how difficult his daily life was. He'd always been he's 6'5". He'd always been a very physically fit child, exercising, a golfer, going to the gym daily. He was very physically fit and very fond of it. But as the creatinine rises due to exercise also, even that stopped. And I could see my child withering away in front of me. Anybody who has seen this disease at home, you will realize that, you feel that as if you're holding sand in your hand. And you keep on seeing it trickling through and you can't do anything. I saw him growing weaker, losing weight. I saw him growing darker in skin. I saw his legs were the only ones which were because of the water retention. And I wanted him to get well as soon as possible. I wanted him happy. I wanted him healthy. And I said, okay, so I'm giving. And that's it. It was not, I did not discuss it with anybody. I did not think to discuss it with my husband or my parents. At that time, my younger sister had just had a small baby in New York, and that baby was going through a surgery, my niece. So my parents were there. And in fact, I was protecting them at that time by not telling them how ill my son is, because then my mom and dad would be torn. Did not discuss it with my husband. I believe that we are mothers first. We are individuals first. And if today I have to take this decision, any decision at all, in which I can save someone's life, maybe my son and maybe even someone else, I should not hesitate. We should ask other people, and oh, do you think I should do this? When the work is wrong. So that somebody tells you, Baba, don't do it. When you know it is right, go forward. Move on. And I'm telling you, between the first test that I and my son went through, where my blood group matched, to the transplant, 25 days. Our doctor used to laugh. He says, I've never seen a family in so much of a rush to get the transplant done. We tell people transplant, we see the match, then people go off. Then they come after 6 months, after 1 year, when things are worse. And then they say, कि नहीं, अब तो कराना ही पड़ेगा. बोले, आप लोग तो ऐसे कहते हैं, एकदम बिल्कुल. I tell you what my biggest challenge was. My biggest challenge was getting my son to agree, because he refused. He said, Ma, I'm not putting you through this. I said, and he says, it is my decision. I remember we were coming back from the hospital. He was driving and I was sitting beside him. I still remember that exact moment, He said, Mom, I'm not going to do it. You come back from a checkup and We were just, he says, Mama, I can't put you through this. Find something else. I said, he says, put me on that registration. I said, we know the list, waiting list, Ashish. We don't have, I'm not going to put you through dialysis for years. And I know the reality. Being inside, if I know that how good everything is or what can be done, I also know the challenges. I'm not asking you to wait. If we have got a match, we got a match. And he said, Mama, I can't put you through this. He said, I should be doing it for you. I can't allow you to go through this for me. And I remember I was crying, And I said, Beta, do you think that my life will be worth living if anything happens to you? If you live your life just to the 20 or 30% of your abilities. I said, I'm healthy and fit and together. Let's try dialysis and let's see what happens. I said, I'm fine now. I'm 48. I don't know whether I'll be fine later on. Enough in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Let's do it today. And when preemptive transplant is said by doctors to be good. He's a child who's been into meditation and all this. Anyway, he came home. I stopped crying. I came home. I sat in front of my mother and I said to God, I said, you decide. He went inside his room. And then he came out and he says, Mama, I just want to know that if it's okay, it is if you all believe in the concept of reincarnation, so we believe in the concept of karma. And prarabdha karma is a concept which means the deeds that we have done, which are piled up in our past lives. So he said that, Mama, okay, so it's my karma, but why yours, Mama? So I told him, I said, we say that it was Lord Ram's karma, that he went to the forest for 14 years, 14 saal vanvas Prabhu gaye the. So I said, it was also Kaushalya as the mother's karma, to go through that deep grief of having your beloved son away from you for 14 years, away in the forest with all the hardships. So I said, this is mine. I said, okay, Mom, let's do it. And I remember, and we got, again, like awareness. So we got all the papers ready and everything in triplicate and everything packing up my stuff. My in-laws used to stay also with me at that time. And they were like very, they were all bad. They're no more, God bless them. But they were always like a rock in my life. And my father-in-law was like, you're so brave. And also that we got all the work done. So I have 2 sons. My elder one was 28. The one who had the transplant, that's Ashish. And I have a younger one who's 25. Since my in-laws were very aged, my mother-in-law was on the bed. So my husband stayed back at Jaipur and I went with both my sons to Delhi for the tests and everything else. I stayed with my aunt, my Masi, and I would commute to the hospital. My younger son was like a rock. My elder one couldn't stand. He couldn't sit for too long. He was totally weak. And I remember my younger son said, Mama, get all my papers also. I said, why? He says, Mom, in case, if there is some problem with your match, then I'm there. And I remember just hugging him so tightly. We were very fortunate. We went through all the tests. God, Narayan Kripa, I was healthy enough. And we had family support. I did one thing, I made a very conscious choice not to talk to too many people during that time, and especially relatives and family. I refused to have conversations. Oh my God, what has happened? How will you cope up if something happens? I said, no. This is about getting him well. I just spent my entire days in gratefulness and positivity, taking care of my sons, and just looking forward to when he would be well. And I said, I'll bring him up the stairs to my home. And I said, both of us will bend down and say thank you to the Lord, to my Lord Ram for what he has given us. And I just focused on that one positive in my life. It went on. We had all the tests. I still remember that 16th August, so that was the day of the surgery. We got admitted on 15th. And 16th, we were all sitting there. There was a very nice, one of our very good friends were with us at that time. My son, my husband, both of us. And we were all laughing at something very loudly. So the nursing staff came in. She looked at us. She went out again. Then the doctor came in. Said, you know now what surgery you are going in for. So it's like, I said, we're good. Don't worry. We're good, you know. So I understand that it's not that easy, right? And that is exactly what my story is. That how do you make it easy? You make it easy by belief, by accepting it. And also, I'll tell you, as a mother, giving to a son is a fairly easy concept, right? I've been working for Mohan Foundation. Even today, I take helpline calls every day. But and I realize that yes, there are mothers who say no, because again, that is lack of awareness. That's a challenge that we are handling, that is something we try and deal with. But as a mother, what happens is that for me, it was very important for me that my son should see me well. I remember that he was in the super ICU, and when the next day they said, you can walk if you want. And they said, you see your son and then we'll shift you to the room. He was in the super ICU. And they told me, he says, you go in the wheelchair. And I said, no, I'll not. I said, if you'll support me, I'll walk. I don't want him to see me in the wheelchair. And I think in 15 days, I was standing in the kitchen and cooking for him because because he was the one who was the patient, actually, I mean, it was an immunosuppressant and infection was a major issue. And we were like very, very, very careful about it, the whole fact. And we were very lucky, no infections for 1 year. We had Ram Kripa. And we stayed in a house right in Delhi. And we were like, again, overprotective, right? And though I know, remember, in India, it's very difficult to keep your friends and relatives and just cut off. But we did. To keep him safe, to keep infections out, we did do that. And 15 days, I was already standing in the kitchen and I would do that. And he would say, Mom, you're well. I said, I'm perfectly fine. So the belief, the fact that this is how I want it to be. And I believe that as a mother, it is easier. Because there is already, you feel that, this is part of it. They're already a part of you. And like I said, I was very fortunate. God prepared me. He saw my tomorrow and prepared my today. And I continue to work for the cause of organ donation. And like I always say, that we are the lucky ones. We are the fortunate ones because it matched. But each one of us needs to come forward, pledge, and give our whatever we can, so that there are so many mothers, children, families which are waiting, that their lives also be filled with light like ours is. Thank you.
Please unmute.
You're on mute, Mr. Goel.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Anita, for giving your very, very emotional story of a kidney donor, a mother's gift when love becomes life. Before I will open the forum to ask the questions to you, or I have one very simple question, which I always say whenever I give a talk. My question to you is, why you? Why mother? Why not father?
We got ourselves tested, mine matched.
Okay. Because although Captain Amar, he's also there he has also joined. If
Yes.
we say hello to all of our members. Captain, are you there?
Amarjit ji, sir is asking you to say hello to everyone.
Captain Amarjit, are you there?
Anji, he's joining.
Okay.
He's been listening, right?
Okay, no, he was there. Yeah, he's there.
He's there.
Just unmute. And Captain Amarjit is a very nice person, I must say. When I met him, he's the founder and charter president of Rotary Club Jaipur Organ Donation. And we had a good chit chat on my visit last week at Jaipur, when they organized a program in a early morning in a park. So, Captain, can you just say hello? Then we will
Hello everyone. Thank you very much, Lal Saab.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Your face has gone anyway, no problem.
Hmm.
Now, what I will do, I will start with one of the kidney donor who has introduced you.
Yes, sir.
She can, and if in a very short, she can narrate her thing, and then ask
Please.
question very, shortly. Rotarian Regina Gupta, are you there? Rotarian Regina Gupta, are you there?
I am here.
Yeah, please, please. You have heard what Dr. Anita has mentioned, and she has donated to her son. And she said, she made a point. She said that she has not spoken to any of her relatives or the friends so that they can put something which she, kuch to log kahenge, that concept. Now we want to know because you have traveled with me, you and your husband Rotarian Sunil Gupta, the recipient. We have addressed few of the awareness programs where you said that you have spoken, and you have everyone, including your father, said immediately, yes, go ahead. Please tell the things.
Yeah, so my experience was a little different. I am in the US, and when I was going through this, I had my colleagues who supported me. I had friends at my gym who would wake up at 4 a.m. and meet me and exercise with me, till the very end, so that I was in shape. At one point in time, I remember my sugar got elevated. I mean, I had these incredible women who would find me different types of vitamins, and be ready to walk for hour and a half in the morning so my sugar would get better. I had iron issues. I had somebody bring me iron vitamins. So yeah, I had an incredible amount of support, but I have to say this, it was non-Indians, right? And the acceptance and the encouragement, I think, from society was a little different from me. On the other hand, you know, when I got a call from Stanford saying, "Oh, you're a match, and are you ready?" And I said yes. And a few days after that call, I went over to my dad just to have a cup of tea, and then I sat down and told him I was going to do that. And the first word came out of his mouth was, "Why not? And if it's not you, who will?" So I'm very proud to say that, parents of that generation, or, my dad was very accepting, very supportive till the very end. I came out of the hospital and he took care of me for a week because I went to my sister's house since my husband had to be home, and he like took care of me 24/7 with my needs, walking me and things like that. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, the encouragement was very positive from my side. I do have to say that I was in a dance, I was in my dance class, and when I made the announcement to them saying that I would not be coming to class for a couple of weeks, I got home that night and one of the women sent me a long email saying, "Oh, why should you give to your husband?" Right? I mean, again, so the thinking power of women and just the cultural stigma, I think, of giving.
Actually, if I may, so, Regina ji, I would like to just say the point here is that yes, my family was, of course, very supportive. My husband, I told my in-laws, my parents were like, I wouldn't have done anything without 1 month. I was staying with them. Otherwise, even today, I'm staying with them. I
Yeah.
stay with my parents itself. So I was staying with them. But the point here is that the best of my friends and everybody, most of them didn't know, right? Like you're saying, what your point is. And why I would, there was no stigma. There was fear. Oh my God, how could this happen to you? I don't want to hear this.
Right.
Get my point? So it was like a more of a thing that, oh, you poor girl. My masi, my bhai, everybody, oh, you poor girl. Oh my God, how could this happen to you? You are such a wonderful person. Why did this? My point is, I don't think it is such a huge thing. I think I'm very lucky. And I think from my one aunt, my sister, and my parents, nobody, and my husband, of course, and immediate family, nobody really understood my point of view that I am not thinking, why did this happen with me? I'm thinking, great, it's a match, we are doing good. And
Yes.
I am otherwise also, I feel that, I don't like whining. No, baje tak.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
I don't like whining, and I don't like people whining to me. And in India, there is a lot of that. Something happens, we can go on and on. Why did this happen to you? Why don't you try something else? Why don't you go to Sri Lanka? You can buy one. I am sorry. Don't give me these solutions. This is not the way I live my life. So yes,
Agreed.
a very different experience, Regina. And I tend to just come into myself, and I didn't reach out to, I think, hardly anybody. Just
Yeah,
told
yeah.
one or two close people and shifted off to Delhi. I came back after 1 month and joined office. I said, okay, done, over with, here we are.
Right,
So yes, a
right. Yeah,
different
so
experience.
again,
I don't
different
like the
experience.
pity. I don't like the
Right. I
pity.
mean, I had no pity on my end, but then I did
It's
have a
good.
very large support system, you know.
That's so good. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That's
thank
good.
you
Pleasure to
very
meet you.
much, Regina, for giving your views and your experience. We also have one more donor member. She has donated her liver to her husband, Rotarian Rupa Arora. Are you there? Please unmute and switch on your video, Rotarian Rupa Arora. Rotarian Rupa Arora, can you do it? Please
Yes, sure, sir.
switch on your video, possible? Okay. Okay. You have, can you just tell your experience, a very little experience of yours, what happened to you? आपके संग क्या हुआ and how you have decided to donate your part of your liver to your husband?
Sure, sir. Mine experience was uh, perfectly good. Sorry, I'm in some party now, but
Okay.
I'm attending the meeting. सर मेरा एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा रहा है. ऐसी कोई प्रॉब्लम मेरे को नहीं, अभी तक कोई प्रॉब्लम मेरे को ऐसी नहीं आई है जिससे कि मेरे को लगे कि हाँ मैंने लीवर क्यों डोनेट किया. रेदर मेरी लाइफ में बहुत कुछ अच्छा हुआ है. आई एम ऑल्सो ब्लेस्ड विद as you know with son after 3 years of transplant. और
Excellent.
उसके बाद हमने वर्ल्ड ट्रांसप्लांट गेम्स 2019 में पार्टिसिपेट किया जो कि बहुत
I think Rupa Arora ji we lost her because of she is attending.
सॉरी
Yeah.
that problem is
No.
coming.
Yeah.
No worries,
हाँ
ma'am.
It's okay.
I think, sir,
Okay.
Rupa ma'am
तो
has raised a very good point that the donor's health, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. We are all healthy,
yes
fit and fine. That is a very valid
Yeah,
point,
and
ma'am.
she participated in the transplant game, world transplant game in USA, and now she is
yes
participating in India. Recently, she was at Pondicherry. She participated there also. And
Great.
yes
one more thing, what they are doing, they are also creating organ donation awareness. She and her husband both.
Wonderful.
I went to Chandigarh and I
thank
saw
you sir.
within a day how she organized my program in a government school as well as organized my meeting with Roto and Soto pupil. So this shows their dedication. Thank you very much, Rupa ji. We also have one kidney donor and he has donated his kidney. बहुत पहले की थी जबकि अलाउ था थोड़ा सा कि किसी अनरिलेटेड को दिया जाए. उस वक्त इतने लॉज नहीं बने थे और उन्होंने अनरिलेटेड को दी और उसके बाद वो इतना प्रचार प्रसार कर रहे हैं उसका. ही गोज ऑन ए मोटरसाइकिल हिमसेल्फ travels thousands and thousands miles or kilometers across the states in India. और he is Rotarian प्रमोद महाजन. Rotarian प्रमोद महाजन जी थोड़ा संक्षिप्त में बताइए अपने बारे में और क्या आपने किसको दी किडनी, कैसे क्या हुआ?
नमस्कार, मेरा नाम प्रमोद लक्ष्मण महाजन है. मैं महाराष्ट्र के सांगली जिले में एक छोटे से गांव में रहता हूँ. एक मेरा फ्रेंड था, उसका छोटा भाई मिलिट्री जवान था, उसका दोनों किडनी फेल हुआ. तो उसके घर में से किसी का भी ब्लड ग्रुप मैच नहीं होता था. तो उसका ओ पॉजिटिव ब्लड ग्रुप था, मेरा भी ओ पॉजिटिव ब्लड ग्रुप था. तो मैंने ऐसा सोचा कि आदमी की जान बचानी है तो आदमी ने काम आना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि किडनी किसी फैक्ट्री में तैयार नहीं होती. तो मैंने फटाक से उसको बोल दिया कि मैं तुम्हारे भाई को किडनी दे दूंगा, मेरा भी वो पॉजिटिव ब्लड ग्रुप है. तो फिर 28 अक्टूबर 2000 साल में, आज से 25 साल 6 महीना हो रहा है अभी, 25 साल 6 महीना हुआ है. तो मैंने मेरा ऑपरेशन मुंबई के बॉम्बे हॉस्पिटल में हुआ उस टाइम में, और मेरा अभी तबीयत वगैरह ठीक ठाक है। फिर मैं सोचा कि चलो अपन खुद ने ऑर्गन दान किया है, तो मैं सामने वाले को बोल सकता हूँ कि आप भी घर में किसी को लगा तो किडनी, बोन मेरो, स्किन, लिवर दान कीजिए। ये प्रचार करने के लिए मैं एक पुणे के रिवर्थ फाउंडेशन को ज्वाइन हुआ, और उनके खर्चे से संपूर्ण भारत 2 टाइम में ऑर्गन डोनेशन का ये किया है,
पूरा
अवेयरनेस
टूर
किया है।
टूर करते हैं और
मोटर
मोटरसाइकिल पे करते हैं, सबसे बड़ी बात ये है। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद
सर,
रोटेरियन।
इनका रेसिपिएंट कैसे है?
नहीं, रेसिपिएंट नहीं ज्यादा सरवाइव कर पाया, क्योंकि दिस सर्जरी वाज डन इन 2000 एट दैट टाइम, और उस वक्त मेडिसिन भी इतनी अच्छी नहीं आई थी, और यू नो द सर्जरी जस्ट स्टार्टेड इन इंडिया अबाउट 8-10
वेरी ट्रू
years.
सर,
So
वेरी
that
ट्रू,
नहीं, महाराष्ट्र में मेरा पहला उदाहरण था कि अनरिलेटेड को किडनी देने का।
वेरी ग्रेट
महाराष्ट्र में
सर, ग्रेट सर, ग्रेट सर, वेरी ग्रेट।
and
मेरा
he's जी
74 एज है, तो भी मैं ऑर्गन डोनेशन का काम कर रहा हूँ। अभी भी सर बोलेंगे तो हम अभी भी निकल जाएंगे ऑर्गन डोनेशन के लिए पूरा इंडिया घूमने।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद प्रमोद महाजन जी। Now I will
Thank you.
introduce to someone who has received the organ. So we have Rotarian Sunil Gupta, who has received the kidney from his wife, Rotarian Regina Gupta, whom we already heard. Yes, Rotarian Sunil Gupta, in a brief, your experience.
First of all, I just want to say good morning, and what an inspiring story to start. It's morning here in San Francisco, USA, to start the day and to meet 4 heroes on the call today. I salute you and pranam to everybody. I've been one of the lucky people who have received an organ, and here to tell you how grateful I am to be here 15 years after the transplant story that my wife talked about. And I'm still here and alive, and these stories actually are real and make an impact. Anita ji, I would say what you did as a mother and what you did as a selfless karma, and you are an evolved soul. I really believe it. I've been on previous calls, and I salute to people. There are very few people that can actually be donors because of that selfless act. But my experience, I had a condition called polycystic kidneys, and my kidneys failed. I had no donor to step up, and my wife stepped up and saved my life. We were preemptively transplanted, so I'm very fortunate that I did not have to go on dialysis. But I can also talk separately if you'd like to talk about the long-term consequences and immunosuppression and what I basically saw my transplant nephrologist on Friday, so I can have the latest and greatest conversations to share if anybody wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Sunil Gupta. We
Sir,
also
may I
have...
say one thing, please, if I may interrupt?
Please.
I know that because I'm the mother of a recipient also, sir. I know that there are stories that, we, the donors, are the heroes. But I would like to say, sir, that the recipients are also the heroes, sir. They do not have an easy life. And, to honor that organ that they have got, live your entire life with that discipline. It's not easy, but they do it. So, sir, the recipients are also the heroes, sir.
Okay, so now I will bring one more recipient's hero, as you term, Rotarian Jaskaran Singh. Are you there, Rotarian Jaskaran? Please switch on your video and unmute yourself. Rotarian Jaskaran? No, I think he is also a recipient, and we also have one more recipient here, Rotarian Nitin Gupta. Rotarian Nitin Gupta, please unmute yourself. Yes. And is it possible to switch on your video? I know it's too early. It's early morning in USA. Okay.
It's fine. Let me do it. Yeah.
Yes, please go ahead.
Hi, good morning again from US, San Jose. I have been, it's so inspiring and so emotional speech you gave. And yes, you did a greatest job of giving life for someone. I've been that case where I had kidney failure, and then and it was also because I had a kidney cancer. So my wait time between the transplant that could take, even my son and my wife tried to have the kidneys donated, and they went for tests and all, but I had to wait for minimum 5 years. That's the protocol, because the post kidney transplant, they did the drugs that we take for immunosuppressants can bring back the
The
cancer.
cancer. I know.
So I went through the wait, and with that time my creatinines and GFRs were much higher, and it required dialysis. So I went on dialysis for almost 4 years, and luckily I chose that I'll have the peritoneal dialysis. So that made the cycles of my life cycle to match with my lifestyle. Like I would get it done at night, every night, and do at home after the all training, and it continued. But yes, you are right. When a person is on dialysis, slowly there's a depth, and you are losing your life basically. And then
You
by
are,
the
sir.
end, at that time, like if I would not have got the kidney transplant, then I don't think today I would be talking. The things on dialysis were at like almost you lose a day, or uh, slowly it's like a slow poison, but you were extending on that life support. So luckily I went through the cadaver route, and I was registered, and of course the registration list is big, and there was waiting time.
Yes, sir.
But because of the 5 year period and this, it matched, and I was almost at the top of the list when I was following up with the transplant center. And one fine day on the Christmas Eve, I got a call
Oh,
that
nice.
there's a match available. Would you be able to drive down to Sacramento, which is about 2.5 hours from the place I live? So we immediately packed and went. And by the night, all tests done at the hospital. And then early morning on the Christmas day of 2023, I got the gift of life.
What a
So
beautiful gift.
beautiful.
Thank
So
you
I
very much.
understand. Yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you very much, Rotarian Nitin Gupta, for giving your views on this. Yes, I can now see Rotarian Jaskaran Singh on the screen. Rotarian Jaskaran Singh, you have heard everything, although you are on mute. So can you
Sorry,
just
sir.
narrate your story?
Yeah. Sorry, I rectify you. I'm a kidney donor. I
Okay,
donate
go
my
ahead.
kidney
Sorry, my mistake. You are a kidney donor. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm a kidney donor. Today I'm way back to my home from Jaipur only. There was a yeah, there was a camp organized by Transplant Games Association that is for patang and archery for World Transplant Games. Last year I also participated in World Transplant Games, and then I won 4 gold, 1 silver, and best donor athlete in the world.
Yes.
This because of I donate my kidney to my wife. She is also with me.
Hello, sir.
Oh,
How
we are
nice.
lucky to have both of you there today. Yes, your experience, how you felt, because it's very rare that husband is donating to wife.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Myself, Nirmaljeet Kaur, and I am a kidney recipient. And it has been 4 years after transplant, and it was very great experience. After transplant, I have got a second life, and मुझे ये लग रहा है कि ये वाली लाइफ मेरी बहुत बेटर है और इसको मैं बहुत ज्यादा एंजॉय कर रही हूँ rather than लाइफ थी. और मेरे हस्बैंड और उनकी फैमिली ने मुझे बहुत ज्यादा सपोर्ट किया है. So
Okay, thank you very much, both of you, and happy long life to both of you, you my donor and the recipients. So, Dr. Anita, you
Yeah.
have seen that we have in our club, we, as you said, that they are the recipients are also very important, and we give importance to all. And thanks to Rotary Club of Organ Donation International, that we are promoting and doing the creating awareness in different parts. Now, still, I have some time, so I will take few more questions. I can see Rotarian Deepan Shah. He's from USA again. He's a skin specialist himself. He is a technician, or that he retrieve all the skins there. Because there the technician is not like in India where you have only 14 days training. There is a 4 year course, while in India it's only a very 14 days training, and then they make anybody a skin retrieval. Yes, Rotary Deepan Shah, what you'd like to say? Very, very small thing.
Thank you. That was a wonderful story, Miss Anita and her son. Yeah, nothing but God bless you and spread the awareness. We need more people to mind as much as that's it. Yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, who else wants to say something can just unmute. Although we always keep it's a question answer session, but today I feel that the story which you have said, it is better that we take the comments on their views if they want to say anything, or any question if they want. Anyone else wants to just unmute, and I can see that immediately I will take. I think everyone has. Okay. Rotarian Inspire President, Rotarian PHF, Ritika Gupta, please.
Thank you very much, Rotarian Lal Goel. And it was such a wonderful session hearing about your experiences and about how you talk how normal organ donation is, wherein people are not even ready to donate blood and they think about so many things that can go wrong. But to be honest, you can, go to the highest level of medical surgery or anything, but you can still come out safe from it because it's obviously been tested upon. So I think it's been a very, very motivating session to actually, encourage people to talk more about organ donation, which is the primary work that our club does, and hearing from the horse's mouth the people who've donated themselves. So it was the experiences were so similar amongst all the donors. While we've already heard the stories of the people who have been part of our club, but hearing your story as an outsider again was very, very inspiring. So thank you very much for sharing, Dr. Hada.
Thank you
very
so
much,
much.
Inspire President. Anyone else wants to, or shall I go to the anyone? Yeah, okay. Rotarian Sunil Gupta wants to say something.
Yeah, I just have a question, and I've been
Yes,
a
sir.
very strong proponent since we are part of increasing this awareness worldwide. Especially, I realize in India it's very, very cultural, and even in the US, our community does not step forward, even though if it could be like a drive to save somebody with leukemia, like a little child, and people are asking for a bone marrow test, people don't step up. So the question, and I've been very vocal about this on this forum as well, that we need to increase the living transplantation first, the living donation first, rather than, we talk about signing up for deceased donation. But the thing is, I've found, and I've toured, a few places and given talks with Rotarian Lal Bhai Sahab Goel, in northern India, and I realized the reluctance of even relatives, brothers, sisters, parents, spouses, especially men, to step forward and donate. And I realized what you touched upon, Anita ji, was the fear of the unknown. And I would just like to ask you a question: is in your advocacy, what do you say to people that gets over that fear?
See, I'll tell you now, actually, frankly, it's much easier for me ever since I have become a donor myself. But like I said, I've been working for this cause much before that. So I was part of the, since 2014 to 2018, 4 years, I have been working for awareness. And basically what we have, see, ultimately you have to break it through to them, right? That our whole concept rests on why me. right? Why me? Why not somebody else? Like I always say कि भगत सिंह सबको चाहिए पर पड़ोस के घर में पैदा होना चाहिए, हमारे घर में नहीं होना चाहिए, है ना? So yes, but our examples are the ones that we have given. That our examples are about blood donation was difficult, right? But we managed to overcome today because now people know it is not harmful. And ultimately, I believe that as we normalize the whole thing, it's going to be easier. Today, I take awareness talks. I'm also a volunteer with the Mohan Foundation helpline, where we get calls from all over India. I handle the English and the Hindi. And these are the queries that is there. I'm happy to tell you that now in the last almost close to 1 year, I have seen a change where people are saying that we have got tested, but we have not, got a match, or we have got tested. Can you help us get a swap transplant? So the change is happening. It is going to take time. It is going to gradually filter down. But I'm telling you, the change is happening. And I believe that organizations like Rotary hold the key to this change. Anything the government tells us, we don't trust. I mean, never we will trust what the government tells.
Okay.
Right? So Rotary, you guys, you have the ability to make this change. So yes, awareness, constant, keep at it. That's it.
Okay, thank you. And I can see the rate. And the last question I'm taking from Rotarian Uma Jawar from Indore. She runs herself a eye bank, the first eye bank of Indore. Rotarian Uma Jawar, please unmute yourself and show your face also, if possible. Rotarian yes.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. And a very, very nice session by Dr. Anita. And you mentioned in your session eye donation, blood donation, and organ donation, all of them.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
and first salute to you, ma'am. जो आपका जज्बा है, जो आपका हुनर है, उसकी मैं सैल्यूट करती हूँ. Very nice, very nice.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much.
आई डोनेशन सर बेस है ऑर्गन डोनेशन का. जब आपने ऑर्गन डोनेशन कराना हो ना, तो आई डोनेशन की बात से शुरू करो.
बिल्कुल सही
तो
है,
वहां
बिल्कुल
तक पहुंच जाओगे.
Okay.
हम इंदौर में वही करते हैं. पहले सबसे पहले आई डोनेशन होता है, देन मोटिवेट फॉर ऑर्गन डोनेशन एंड
और या स्किन कर दो.
But the difference is that organ donate, the eye donation can be done for
आई
a natural
डोनेशन
death.
मैं पिछले
For a
17 साल से
natural
वर्क
death,
कर.
but organ donation can be only done after the brain death. Anyway, thank you very much. Over
Thank
to
you,
you,
sir.
Inspire Secretary Rotarian Ruby Agarwal.
Thank you so much, Dr. Anita Hada. It was a very, very inspiring and beautiful talk given by you. I request Rotarian Professor Dr. Lakshmi Goyal to please give the vote of thanks.
Sure. It is my privilege to extend sincere thanks to Dr. Anita Hada for her generosity and her trust in sharing her story with us today. Your reflections were not just insightful, but very relevant to the challenges and the opportunities that we face as a community working to advance organ donation awareness. But today we were again reminded of the importance and the power of personal stories in moving people from awareness to action. And personally, I'm an academic, so I'm also very grateful for your role as an academic with the opportunity to inspire and shape the next generation. So the change you're talking about, and that it takes time, hopefully we will see some of those cultural sort of shackles fall off as we're able to inspire that next generation. So on behalf of us all, thank you for your time, for your perspective, and for your continued commitment to this important cause.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Rotarian Dr. Lakshmi Goyal from Morocco. And over to you, President.
Thank you very much, everyone, for attending.